Hello there, Sprinkles. Today, I'm going to help prove to you that the Malaysia MH370 plane footage is real, where it gets zapped out of existence. It gets wormholed. Now, this is the video, and we're going to go through all the evidence going through, friends. So this is obviously the plane going out there. You see this zoom up here, friends. There is that little zoom up, and then eventually they're going to get zapped. So this is US military stuff circling around the plane. It's gonna go poop very, very soon. 3, 2, 2, 2, -5. Very soon you see it going in here and it's gonna pop any second now. You can see it floating through GPS. What happens next? Uh-oh. There's 3 orbs circulating the plane. Here we go, friends. 3, 2, pop. Did you see that? Goodbye. Goodbye. So, yes, you watch that again, friends. There you go. It popped out of existence. Didn't really pop, though. I mean, like, it teleported out. That was, we've ended up finding out, friends, it wormholed out. Okay, watch it closely again. It's going to come out soon. It's going to be poppity, poppity, pop. Now, this footage, friends, this footage came. This is the footage we're going to be analyzing, okay? This is the footage that is circulating. The guy who circulated it, he's in jail. So, Edward Seelin is 6 years in jail so far because he leaked this, okay? And I mentioned it through my video. And I'm going to show you my Twitter post here. This is Edward Lin. So Eddie, we got to get Eddie out, by the way. They're going to figure out how to try kill him, okay? Because he knows too much. By the way, he's higher up in there. He leaked the video, okay? So his lawyer's trying to get him out. He's in jail. He's in jail. He's rotting away because he leaked that video we just showed you, okay? Now, you got to ask yourself, if it was fake, why would they put the guy who leaked it in jail for 6 years? Now, what I'm going to do now, friends, is we're going to go to some evidence here. But, you know, a lot of people, they obviously find it hard to wrestle with this, but it's very easy. After you just spend a couple of hours, you're like, oh, it's so obvious, it's so real, okay? It's just when you hear story and stuff here and there, it's pretty hard to put together. But that's what I'm doing here for you. Now, we're going to listen to one of the greats, George Knapp. Obviously, Georgie Knapp, friends, he is a national treasure. George was one of the guys, obviously George on the left here. He interviewed Bob Lazar, of course, his OG. Shout out to everybody in Nevada, Las Vegas. That's where Geordie is. He's going to explain to you the secrets of the military and how basically everyone's going to go to jail if this comes out.
Also a human element to it. I was told this by a congressional investigator who worked on the black budget many years ago. He says, look, you know, he went out to Area 51. I gave him a briefing, go here and look around. He couldn't find what he was looking for, but he came back convinced it is real. We do have this technology. It's stashed away. And he said to me, look, when this comes out, people are going to go to prison. I think, you know, a long time ago when this cover-up, our government cover-up started, there was probably a legitimate reason. We'd just come out of the World War II. Cold War was beginning. How do we tell the public about this? You know, what do you say? So we'll keep it secret. And since then, they've told so many lies to the public, to Congress. There's probably hundreds of millions of dollars from legitimate national security programs that have been absconded and moved into something else without permission. People would go to prison for this if it all came out. And I think that was part of what the Schumer legislation would have done, is given them an out.
Like a whistleblower. Straight up, Lockheed Martin wanted to divest their Lockheed Martin has UFO materials, likely a full UFO. On good sources, we know it to be true. Lockheed Martin tried to divest, take it out the back door, bring it in the front. So some companies realize they're going to be in hot water if this shit comes out. And even the Canadian, one of the Canadian Parliament members, the guy Larry, an MP, he wrote this letter. It's like, we better get ahead of this. If we don't get ahead of this, our nation's not going to trust us. Yeah. So that's the kind of where we're at, man. This is like easy way or hard way. You know, hard way is the easy way is they stop lying and give the basics, just like we do about the nuclear programs. Nuclear bombs exist. We're not going to give you the schematics how to build them. Same thing needs to happen with the UFO presence, the UFO reality. And if it doesn't, it's going to happen the hard way. And the hard way is going to be leaks and whistleblowers and, you know, shit that's uncontrolled.
Oh, yeah. It was catastrophic disclosure.
Yeah, that's a weird term. I don't know what that means. Not this catastrophic. Just disclose.
It doesn't matter.
Easy way or hard way.
So, friends, in the UFO community, that you always see the D word, disclosure. But if you're in crypto, like we all are, Habib, who the hell cares what the government thinks? Okay? You've been telling me crypto's a scam, and all it's been doing has been pumping every 4 years. That's been the helicopter hat for the government, because you're our exit signal at the very end when you give everything an ETF. So, if you're in the UFO community, welcome, welcome. Take a seat over there. crypto people, we're used to being beaten down and smashed and like elbowed and spanked. We know, man. We know they're full of shit. We never trusted them from day one. So you remember in this speech as well, friends, in this talk, just to let you know, UFO, UAP, advanced tech, they all come under nuclear. All right? So nuclear safety in American, all the media, all the politics stuff, all the policies, all the laws, it comes under that. Because it really is. It kind of makes sense. You put them in the same like category as, well, if somebody else got this, they could do a lot of damage to everybody. Now, what are we actually disclosing? Like, to say aliens are real, I don't think that's enough. Look, is it disclosing aliens are real? Maybe the disclosure should be, hey, time isn't linear. There's non-human intelligence. We're not alone. They made us. They are here. We might be them in the past. I've got to make a video for you on that. So there's also been amazing research, friends. You can tell you are descendants of someone by looking at their children, which is kind of fascinating. And you can tell, like, for example, us and apes, we have similar DNA, not the exact same. We have a very, very common, very, very similar ancestor at the ages, like thousands, millions of years ago somewhere. But the baby apes look like humans. Yeah, their skulls haven't come. You ever seen like a baby monkey? I'll show you. Here we go, a little baby chimp. See the baby chimp, friends? The baby chimp looks like an actual baby. It doesn't have the protruding nose and skull out here. It's an amazing thing I learned. This is like a biology thing. Apparently when you have a similar ancestor, the children look the same. So that's how people have these, really advanced guys doing it. I've got to show you some of these dudes. They've been researching. They go, oh, these aliens, if we roll forward human biology for like the next million years, we end up looking like them. Our brain's getting bigger. Our eyes are getting bigger. The pupils to do that. That's pretty much what's happening. And we're losing hair over time. So don't worry, you don't have to bang any hairless chicks or anything. But it's going to be a million years. You know what I mean? You're going to do a couple of soul rotations and stuff. Now, what I'm going to do now, friends, is we're going to go to CGC. It's very damaging if they release this. A lot of people are going to go to jail because they have killed thousands of people. Who knows how many people they've killed? Like a lot of people just disappeared and buried forever because of this. Now, remember that the airplane Malaysia flight, the wormhole thing, which we've covered up, made many videos on it. Ashton is a citizen journalist. He has been following it as well. Okay, so he has like a full debunking of everyone saying it's fake. So he's basically saying, hey, it's real. This thing is real. Here's why it's real. And I've already seen all of it, right? They had the coordinates before. And just to spoil it for you, friends, the heat map, see how we saw it? If you look at the colors in the heat map, this video came out in 2014. The guy who got the PhD for this cold fusion astrophysics thing, he got the PhD like 3 years later. He basically did equations which showed that if you do a wormhole, it's cold in the middle. So if this was fake, how the hell did a video FX guy get the astrophysics right before a nerd doing a PhD was studying it? How the hell did he get the heat maps and everything? Obviously, friends, it's real. It's real. Just get over it. It's real. Now, the following evidence trumps all debunk attempts. The satellite video says NROL, which is the first launch of the space-based infrared system in 2006. The system was fully operational in 2013. There are coordinates that accurately update when the perspective changes. When graphed, the coordinates can only be in the Nicobar Islands, where a real-life witness, Kate T, saw the plane around 6:40 UTC, and that's PM, and was within 100 miles of the coordinates. So I think she was on a Navy ship and she saw it. You see, so there's eyewitness, and it was exactly where the satellite said it would be. And he goes on saying the Nicobar Islands are the location where the Inmarsat pings indicate the plane turned into the South Indian Ocean and then flew for 5 hours. This is just one of the smoking guns he mentions. And he actually, look at, friends, all this evidence. He has the evidence here. He has all the satellite image. You see the bottom left, friends? It's cut off. But he has the satellite image, the GPS coordinates. he actually shows all the longitude, latitude. Look at this. It exactly matches, right? So there you go. That's the first point. He also has another amazing point, friends. He goes, look, if the coordinates in the satellite video predating the public release of the pings somehow didn't convince you of the authenticity of the MH370 videos, then watch at this orb displaces the smoke coming out of the plane. This is accurate fluid dynamics. So the orb going out is displacing the... Whoa, that's cool. See that? Like that's... You got to understand, like, you got $100 million type of video effect. It's real, friend. Just get over it. It's real. We know it's real. We know it's real. It makes too much sense for it to be real. Oh, the guy who leaked it, we're putting him in jail for 6 years. But it's totally fake, right? Trust me, the government. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There's this other debunking to do as well, friends. If you remember, I've covered it before. When the video came out and they put Edward in jail, the Coconut Intelligence Agency, obviously the deep state, they went into a bit of panic mode because the video was out. So what they did was they sent one of their campaigns out and they got the video and then they edited the video to replace the explosion part, and they put like a Super Nintendo, one of the shoot 'em up games, the flying airship games. And then they started circulating that fake video, and then they made many of Reddit accounts saying, oh, I have now proven this video is fake. Here's a debunking to try to like call it a hoax, okay? Here is that explosion, okay? So look at this. So as you can see, so Ashton, he says, one of the most common MH370 video lies is that a stock effect of an explosion originally pushed on Reddit by a one-day-old account, then promoted by Mick West, Corridor Crew, and the Law Lodge is a 100% frame-by-frame exact match. We have superimposed the effect over the videos, and you can see while it's similar on one frame, it does not exactly match on the frame. So maybe the non-existent hoaxer who didn't want $150,000 and uses stock effects better than major studios. So obviously they offered 150 grand. Hoaxer won't come out. Duh, because you're a freaking Coconut Intelligence Agency actor. I found this also fascinating. Look at this comment. Quote, it is impossible to believe that such a weapon exists. Could it not be an exaggerated report? Right? That guy is Rear Admiral Takijiro Onishi, doubting the existence of the atomic bomb. Look at this. The atomic bomb is a great comparison because no one would have ever believed it was possible without the US dropping it. And I actually quickly made a post right here to show you this is the Admiral himself, right? So as you can see, friends, it's been happening. It's been happening. Also, look at the bomb, man. I mean, you would never have... Can you imagine people in 1940s, right? They barely had the wooden car. You understand? Bitcoin was like way below $1 back then. Game Boys, black and white still. That's how early we were in society. And then you're talking about this thing, mushroom cloud, that literally just... And all you did, you split an atom? Do you understand how crazy that sounds, by the way? Imagine you go back 150 years ago and tell people, hey... You know the tiniest little particle in the world, in the universe? If you chop it up, big things explode. They'll look at you like you're a freaking nutcase. They'll go, no, it doesn't. I believe in arrows and fire. I believe in guns. Pew, 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 pew. I believe in spoons to take on the bears. That's what they believed in. And then you come here and you tell them, no. Put them down. If you split an atom, okay, and then you get this. And then you have mass disease, radiation poisoning. So it's real. Now, friends, I'm going to show you this audio clip. I haven't listened to all of it. Basically, there's an audio clip here. Someone sent this to Ashton. So the investigative journalist who's doing it. His name is Diego Garcia. He is a whistleblower. Okay, a letter to Ashton. Navy SEAL report. Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill claims MH370 was a warning to China. So that plane, the reason why they zapped it out of existence, apparently something happened on there. And I don't know if you guys remember, but on the plane, there was something like 25 of the biggest and brightest superconductor scientists in the world. right? You know, and think about it, friends. We have Taiwan, China, things coming in the background, and America as well. Okay, so look at this. Listen to this letter addressed to me, posted on a now defunct YouTube channel, January 9th, 2024. It makes too much sense. We are in an arms race. So I'm going to play it for you now, friends. We're going to listen just a bit.
I work or have worked at a military base in the Maldives, and I
Probably
know
AI.
exactly what happened to Malaysian Airlines MH370. This is also a letter to Ashton Forbes. You are not wrong, and what you do are much bigger than you even can imagine. Don't stop what you are doing. I won't tell anything about myself more than that I currently or in the past has spent time at a military base in the Maldives. That I have done this type of work since I joined the military when I was young, and that was many decades ago. Still in the game, but the years are starting to get to me. Elite of the U.S. has, at will, complete control, and this has been true since the 60s. Flight MH370 arrived at our base, by our hand, at 1856 UTC after we picked it up, mid-air, outside the island of Great Nicobar. Just one of many, many things we do. We can pick up anything, anywhere, and deliver it in an instant, like a magic FedEx. Some facts about why it happened. MH370 had defectors on board. They were running to China with American technology. They are Chinese by blood and had gotten themselves into a situation with the Chinese regime who got them to choose to defect. The whole play, everything, and I mean everything about it, was a political play to show the Chinese who's their daddy. That's us. Some facts about how it happened. All passengers are dead, all but the handful of deflectors. The plane did not crash. The plane was on fire, we know because we started it. The plane was picked up by us, on fire,
So friends, right there he says the plane was on fire. I want to quickly show you. They had lithium ion batteries on the plane, a lot of them. See, we can apparently make lithium ion batteries in pages explode remotely. Do you think the 487 pounds of lithium ion batteries in MH370 were coincidental? They just happened to be in the forward cargo bay next to the electronics bar. Okay, so that was pretty much what was on it. Okay, so we're just going to continue now as well. By the way, this is a post by Robert J. O'Neill. This was the guy he quoted. Okay, wow, 640k calls. Host of Operator Podcast, SEAL Team 6. Malaysia Flight 370 was never a mystery. It was a warning to China. Hey, so want to share any more information? I'm listening. So this is Ashton as he replies to him. Yes, so friends, that's obviously the plane. See, the plane is zapping out of existence right here. So it makes sense now. China had all these defectors and they're now doing it. But like they brought out the big ones. You know, it's a bunch of just like 18 Chinese dudes. What did they possibly have? They must have had some intense skill. Must have been, I think it was literally the top of the top of the top skill. And America was like, hey, you're not taking our scientists. We're going to show you who Big Daddy is. So now we're just going to continue from this gentle sir's speech.
Mid-air, right in front of the Chinese. The Chinese regime knows exactly what happened, and that was the whole point of the operation. Okay, this is what I want to share with you. As I said, I have been doing this for a long time. I know the technology and have been a part of hundreds of operations. So let's start with the tech. The foundation is not superconductivity. Superconductivity is a product of the technology. We have had this since the 1960s, and from that first day we have used it to make sure that no one else can have it. The big breakthrough to apply the tech as we do today came in the beginning of the 2000s with quantum computers, and by this, the paradigm for AI technology. What we had to do programmatically before, we now can do with something akin to machine intuition. This lets us operate in fast-moving environments where event-based logic in linear programming was very limited. As I said, what you have found is not the technology itself, it's just one of many derivatives of the technology. I encourage you to keep on with what you are doing, but you should also be aware that there is a deeper layer that you could focus on instead of the Miami aliens that I see you have been posting about. I will give you some pointers for this at the end of this letter. The products or application you are now working on is correctly based on superconductivity. The number of orbs you've been speculating about is correct. The fourth orb decides where the object ends up. The technology is based on structures, simple and beautiful structures that lets us use the unlimited power that is everywhere and step outside what I would like to describe as perceived reality.
So in a nutshell, friends, this is quantum entanglement stuff. So I guess they figured out a way, probably from UFO tech, they've eventually cracked it. They've cracked a way where they can get a space somewhere and they have a fourth orb somewhere else. And then they basically they warp in to that. Now, that's obviously the crazy part to obviously every scientist. Like, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. We can't do that. Go stuff yourself. Okay. Friends, just put yourself in the shoes of the US military. Isn't this exactly what you'd do? Right? You had the rising world power, China, trying to say, hey, have you heard China's rhetoric, by the way? They said, America, we're going to take you down. We're going to do these. Remember, in military fans, that's what they're all like, alpha, big dog type guys. They're like, no, you're not. We'll take you down. You understand? This is the competition that they're in. It's fascinating as well. Remember, we're talking about 0-point energy as well. And like I tell you to you, friends, crypto is going up. Crypto is not going to get banned. You want to know why? Because we can all talk about it and not get deleted. If you want to get deleted from society, start releasing the equations of how to do 0-point energy. That's exactly what they do here. See, he said in the speech, there's infinite bound energy out here. So let's continue. It's actually very interesting.
The structure that is used for what you are looking at is a metastructure that creates a low complexity and relative low energy phase transition. The beauty of this technology lies in its elegance and simplicity. The structures are inherently stable and self-regulating, and the earlier challenges to conduct operations were 100% based on the limits of man. With the same technology, just a slightly altered monostructure gives us an infinite power generator that without maintenance can run forever. Combine structures to a meta-product again, and you have the propulsion for a transmedium object moving faster than light. It's the definition of magic. There are endless applications, and the truth is that it would change the world in an instant. But that won't happen. I bet yourself, or at least most of your audience, have heard a version of the story that the aliens are here and they want to bless us with new, clean, and revolutionary technology, but we are a too young and rowdy civilization and would not be able to be responsible enough with the gifts from them. That's probably made up, but that is at the same time completely true. It's just not aliens saying this. It's us again. The technology is infinite in its power, and if two rivaling parties had access to it, this world wouldn't last a day.
Once again, friends, see how he says, hey, it's not the aliens saying we can't control it, it's us self-regulating. Look, think bigger. How do you know we don't have aliens, non-human intelligence, putting the idea into the minds of the leaders to think this way? How do you know that? You don't know shit. You don't even know how much of our free will is actually free will. So once again, this is like an endless question. You'll never know. Is everything free will? Friends, we already know, man. Just look at the basics of marketing and brainwashing out in the TV. Like, they can convince you, they gaslight you, like make you, hey, you decided that yourself. There was a report, friends, remember the mystery of the flying blimps? In the late 1890s, there were flying blimps out here, but they hadn't invented flight yet. And it happened all around America. And these flying blimps were coming around, and they'll look like big boats in the sky, right? And so if you just obviously do enough research, you end up finding out one of the governors of America, he came out to address the town. He said later on, he made a speech, but it wasn't him talking. He goes, I never admitted this till later on. He goes, the speech was, nothing to see here, didn't happen, go on with your lives. Okay, so it was basically, he was being controlled. He was talking in front of people. It's not even really spooky. It's like, well, if we've got Neuralink now with Elon Musk, I'm sure, roll this forward like 500 years, we have like a beam, we can just probably like beam something into a monkey's skull and make him think that he wants to peel a banana right now and eat it. You see? So this technology, just keep rolling it forward, the possibilities become infinite. And it makes sense why you and I don't have access to it. It's because we will do a lot of meme coin shit coinery. Let's continue.
The same technology, with a combination of monostructures, makes a terrifying weapon that turns any matter into dust, and that dust turns into air. It does not matter if the object is a small bird or an aircraft carrier. It cannot be stopped. It does not miss, and when the object has been hit, the phasing cannot be stopped. Okay, so back to MH370. We knew about the deflectors as soon as they made their decision. Well before that, but then they weren't deflectors. Anyway, we knew when, how, and why back in December, and as we do, we made it into politics. We let them go. We took them back and sent the Chinese a clear message of who is in control. And we did this with a brilliantly produced show that is fit for a Hollywood production. Any good movie has fire, desperation, regret, and drama. And every movie villain should see their plan fall apart. And in really good movies, just when the villain has accepted that the plan has failed, the heroes of the movie steps in and makes it worse. This is what happened. As soon as we knew what plane was the last leg of their journey, we planned and delivered, so the plane was loaded up with lithium ion batteries, built by us for this occasion. Lithium ion batteries cannot be put out, has a predictable burn rate, and we made sure that the volume was just right for a long burn that would allow for a full-length show. The Chinese were following the plane since it was on the tarmac and got to see their most close-to-success operation go up in flames. And just as all hope was lost, we made it worse. Right in front of their eyes, 2 hours and 13 minutes in, they saw the plane get phased out of there by the same technology they were trying to get access to. And 5 days later, the Chinese officially made a gesture of submissiveness by publishing a frame from the satellite of the phase moment via the State Administration for Science. The publishing was talked about in American newspapers as a possible debris field. But when you know what you are looking at, it's clear what the frame shows. The aftermath. During the 5 days after the show, the Chinese found out about the batteries, that we both made and placed them on the plane. They accepted that we have been playing with them the whole time and at the same time could accept that the people they had convinced to deflect did what they wanted. It was us that stopped them. The deflectors had a good corrective experience when it comes to staying loyal and were back on the job as usual, but with a new understanding both of their importance and the consequences of their actions. What was nothing more than another Friday at the office for the administrative elite, 200 people had the most confusing death experience you could imagine. 1,500 people lived a tragedy, losing family members in a mystery, and 10,000s spent months searching and millions speculating for years. Then in 2014, military footage of the event got published on YouTube. Not our problem. The person responsible for the leak was identified and taken care of. Not by us, not our problem. Then came you. Hi, Ashton. Impressive. This is what I want to leave you with. There was a guest on the Joe Rogan podcast that was talking about sacred geometry and some new technology his friends had discovered on some island somewhere. He did record another episode, but it never been published. Doesn't the wording sacred geometry remind you of something? If you choose to spend time on this, which I think you should instead of mall aliens, keep in mind that your case is one product of the technology. What happens on the other island, you will understand this if you pursue it, is another more rudimentary product. What if those in combination could lead you on the right path to the actual technology? The gray bearded man is the key, and he probably has no idea that he is. Finally, I want to say this. How do you...
Now, baby dolls, as soon as, by the way, I'm listening to this for the first time with you, and as soon as he said the grey bearded man, I know who he was talking about, Randall Carson. It's this guy. He's on Joe Rogan, right? So Randall, friends, he's awesome. Randall is he's a genius. He knows all about the geography. He's like, him and Gray and Hancock, they're awesome. Now, Randall, he does these studies on literally sacred geometry, and he goes like really nuts with numbers and repeating patterns, and it's well above my pay grade, right? We're getting paid peanuts because we're in crypto, right? But it is really, really smart. And I remember this sacred geometry, and I remember trying watching it for hours. I was like, man, I got no idea what the hell is going on. But he has many episodes about it, friends. He has like courses and stuff in out here. So Randall's a boss. Randall's really good. Obviously, friends, ancient Egyptians, sacred geometry. You could figure out a lot. He speaks about like generating electricity through a cone. I forgot, man. It goes nuts. But this guy is basically this whistleblower, okay, who sent this. Obviously, it's an AI voice. He's basically saying he's on the right path. He's on the right path. But, man, do you really want to live in a world where some dude has the power to fry you to dust? Do you really want to live in that world? We can't live in that world, but they can't just like aim an android at you. Remember what that guy said? Anything in the path fries it to dust. Anything. So I guess they can have 3 orbs in one place. They put an orb behind you, and then beep, anything, that's it. So, yeah, I guess Star Wars, friends, it's kind of funny. This, friends, you remember the CEO? Was it Lockheed Martin? The CEO in the 1994. So he goes, we have technology that'll make Star Wars look like a joke. Star Trek look like a joke. He said something along that lines. And yeah, I guess it was right. I guess there's not even any laser beam. It's just, boop, goodbye. Man, it's wild. Let's see how he finishes.
One who can turn skyscrapers to dust, completely erase whole neighborhoods in an afternoon, and steal a burning Boeing 777 midair. Someone who, when needed, has the complete control of all media and crafts the perception of events, and has most of humanity eating from its hands. After almost a full life in their service, I think I know the answer. You talk about them, and you don't stop talking.
So, yeah, is it U.S. military, deep state? Yeah, but then again, man, there has to be someone higher on top. I don't think it's a bunch of old dudes. No way, friends. What are the odds? Okay, but here's the thing, man. We've been doing this for 100 years. The old dudes of 100 years ago, they're now dead. Then it's another bunch of old dudes, and then another bunch of old dudes. So clearly something's going on in terms of there's either non-human intelligence in there, do we sprinkle in some reptilians? We don't know, okay? But obviously there's something going on here. And yeah, this guy's like, hey, it's not the aliens, it's actually us. Yeah, but bro, where'd you get the tech from? Huh? Where'd you get the tech from? Mysteries, we'll never know. Even a lot of people, friends, I've read and I've seen on Richard Dolan, there's always these theories. People believe that, a long time ago, we've had a breakaway civilization. And when I first heard that, like you think about maybe some adventure movie where some dude's got to go, like, shoot a rocket onto a comet and then they go to Mars or something. But there have been more of these like strange occurrences that suggest this tech has been out of this world. By the way, I think one of the higher ups at Boeing, one of the Lockheed Martin guys, they had hinted at interplanetary travel already. Like they've already gone to other places. But then who's they? Okay, a bunch of humans. Yeah, but what do they want to do? Are they trying to like live forever? I don't think we found that part. Are they even human? Mysteries, right? You and I, we're just plebs friends in the rat race. We're just playing with our digital Ponzi money. That's funny. What do you think about all of that, friends? Oh, of course, it's real. Of course, it's all real, but who gives a shit if it's real? Okay, how can it change our lives? Sometimes I feel sorry for the UFO community. There are a lot of people in there. They look like just really innocent guys working their 9 to 5, and they're just like they're clutching the hope to their heart. They're like, oh, I just want the government to disclose. Please, Mr. Government, please tell us that the aliens are real. Please tell us so I don't look crazy to my family and stuff. Screw him! Who cares? We're all dead one day anyway, and then we're going to do the soul loop. See you in another life, friends. But yes, who cares what they think? But we have that like maverick, rebellious, anarchist leadership belief in our hearts because we're in crypto, bro. Do you know what it's like to watch a coin go down 90% and everyone call you a scammer for 3 years and then have it finally come back up and go, oh, I was right. Go suck it. Do you understand? It doesn't matter what people think. I believe that UFO community, friends, you and I, we're the start of like it. We're the trend. We're like really, it's gonna go all the way to the end because we don't give a shit. We don't care. Oh, Mr. Government, please tell us these things is real. Screw you, bro. Screw you. You want me to take hormone blockers, right, and chop off my genitals and dye my hair blue so I can get some bullshit rating so Rocca Negra can DCA Ponzi buy the stonks of my company. Okay, that's what you want me to do, Mr. Government? Well, I don't think so. Not on my watch, friends. Unlimited energy, more like unlimited friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Shout out to Mr. Ashton Forbes. Don't forget he loves you. Catch you in the next one.